Hi Floss Tube. I am changing up my plans for my cross stitch week, so this is a Floss Tube extra. Hi, this is Veronica with Night Stitch, and I am changing my plans. So I'm keeping everything that I'm doing, but I'm adding one more thing to my cross stitch week, I guess. So I decided I would start playing the Great British Baking Show cross stitch game, and I'm taking the approach where I have stitch count numbers assigned to each of the contestants. So I'm starting with collection 5, and today I watched part of episode 1 where they introduced all the contestants so that I could write them down and then pick projects and assign stitch counts. So this video is going to be me showing you which projects I picked. Apparently sneezing, because that's how you do floss tube. You just sneeze all the time because you get floss tube itchy nose. And then, yeah, that'll be the video. I'll just tell you the projects and the stitch counts, and then we'll go from there. So, all right, I have James, the first one. He got assigned Project of Veronica. This is a pattern by Mirabilia, and it looks like this. I am using Monster Mash by Picture This Plus. It's 32 count Lugana. This is where I'm at right now. So the way that I picked my projects to go with my contestants is I brainstormed some projects that I thought I'd want to work on that I've already worked on this year by shaking for Whip of the Week. And so I knew that because I shook for them for Whip of the Week, I've been taking the papers out of the shaker and putting them in my storage bin. So that means the whip is not going to get pulled again until I pull the rest of the other whips that are in the shaker. So that being said, I just wanted to work on these whips more. So I thought about which 12 that I wanted. Some of them are new starts because I have fabric that I've reserved for things that I thought this would be a good time to just go ahead and start them. So I have, I think, 3 new starts in this list of 12. And the way that I picked which project got assigned to which contestant was randomized by my D12 dice. So James's stitch count is 120. So the way I did that was I took my D4 dice and I took my D10 dice, I rolled them together, and then I multiplied the number. So James gets 120 stitches. So the way I'm playing it is anytime James wins something, the Portrait of Veronica will get 120 stitches. And then if anything happens, like if he gets eliminated or if he gets like bottom 3 or whatever, however the show is designed, his project will get 120 stitches. And I'm not doing this weekly. Like, I'm not going to be like, every week I have to finish the stitches before next week. I'm doing this more like milestone manner where I will watch the episode and then mark down any significant things that happened, and then whichever projects get worked on just get worked on until their stitch counts are finished, and then I'll continue on to the next episode. So the second contestant, and I just watched the episode, and whoever was mentioned, I wrote their name down, and that's the order that they're in on my sheet. So number 2 is Stacy, and this is one of my new starts. I wanted to start my Grey's Anatomy pattern that I've been designing, and I finally think I got it to a point where it's done. So I've only been watching up until like season 3 of Grey's Anatomy. I'm rewatching it, so I've seen like up until maybe like season 15. I didn't finish the show or anything like that, or I'm not like caught up with the show up until it's like, I don't know how many seasons it's up to now, but I kind of really like the beginning part of the series, and so I wanted to watch it again. And so I think with that being said, I think I have all of my like favorite things from like the first 3 seasons kind of on my pattern. So I think I'm okay with that. There's other stuff throughout this series that I like as well, but it's not going to be on the pattern, and that's fine. I kind of just made an executive decision. So I decided to use Plum Mystique by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana, and that's the fabric. I thought it would look good because it's darker, and a lot of my design color choices were kind of like not lighter per se. There's like a lot of navy blue in it because Grey's Anatomy has the scrub color of navy blue, but like there's some of those little designs I did where it was like multicolored, like the crutches and like the band-aid and stuff, and I thought that would look really good against this darker fabric. So this is what I'm gonna use. So Stacy's stitch count is 180 stitches. So the next person is Liam, and Liam is getting this little free cupcake thing. He's getting my Shut the Fuck Up Cakes whip, and I'm using a Very Periwinter by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana, and this is the pattern I designed where the cupcakes are sweary. So beware if you don't like swear words. So I have stitched 2 little cupcakes. The purple one's not quite done yet, but the pink one is. And Liam's stitch count is 280 stitches. Next I have Julia, which is my Courage pattern that I designed. This one I have for sale on Etsy. My shop is called Patriotic Stitcher. And I'm using Cafe Misto by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Lugana. And that's what I have. I'm almost done with it, and I kind of wanted it to just go ahead and finish it off. So this is also kind of what I was doing when I was brainstorming for which projects to put in here. Some are really small, some are just like almost done, but they weren't gonna get worked on again, so I thought I kind of want to finish some of this stuff. So okay, Julia's stitch count is 160 stitches, and if I end up finishing a project before the show, like the season is over, I think I'll pull another one. Like I'll brainstorm what other ones I feel like I want to work more on, or I'll do a new start, or whatever I feel like. Okay, Sophie is the next person. I'm gonna pick House Targaryen for her. I'm using Amazing Grays by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And I have this. Sophie's stitch count is 90 stitches. Okay, next we have Peter. This is going to be a restart. This is Vanity. I got the mini chart version, so it's called Mini Vanity, but it's technically just Vanity by Marta Dalig. I have an Earth Designs pattern. I had stopped working on it because I was using white Lugana and I was getting just kind of bored with it, so I thought I would order a new fabric. So I picked one from Under the Sea Fabrics. It's really tiny, but it's this goldenrod, and it's 25 count Lugana. And that's what it looks like. I really like the modeled look, so. I'll be using that, and that'll make it way more exciting when I stitch. Alright, Peter's stitch count is 200 stitches. Next we have Chris. And Chris is gonna be my Neil pattern, so my Englishman gnome from Cute Broidery. And Chris's stitch count is 120 stitches. Next we have Yan. And I picked Gryffindor Crest. This is by Little Mojo. It's free on Lord Libiden's website. I'm using Storm Chaser by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lagana. And this is what I have. I may have put it too close to the top, but that's okay. I'll just have to be creative in how I finish it. Alright, Yan's stitch count is 320 stitches. Next we have Flow. This is U.S. Travel Shelf by Amy Stewart. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm using Apple Green Lagana by Fiberlicious. It's 25 count. And I actually added more since the last time that you saw it, so that's what it looks like. I worked on the camera that you can see kind of starting to appear here. And Flow's stitch count is 150 stitches. Next we have Tom. I am using Midnight Splendor by Fiberlicious. It's 36 count Edinburgh. And this is my May the Floss pattern. I am going to restart it. I had started it on some Ada a long time ago, and I didn't really like the Ada, so I needed it to be 18 count, so I got some Edinburgh instead, so I can do 2 over 2. Alright, Tom's stitch count is 60 stitches. Next we have Kate. I assigned Chicago to Kate. This is by Povotrulia. This is a kit. I'm using the kit floss. I'm not using the kit fabric. I'm using Willow Ash fabric by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lagana. And I have this right now. And Kate's assigned stitch count is 140 stitches. And last we have Steven. Steven gets Visit London by Maveshka. This was also a kit. I'm not using the kit fabric. I am using the kit floss. This was in my Milestone Manor game, but I beat it. I defeated the whip, so it got taken out of the Milestone Manor game, and I wanted to work on it, so I picked it. So this is Rose Taupe by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lagana. And I have this. And last but not least, Steven's stitch count is 80 stitches. So those are all the projects and all the stitch counts, and tomorrow's my floss tube update day, so I don't think I'll be like doing this before tomorrow's update, but I'll start it like after tomorrow's update, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So I just wanted to update you on my new plans that I want to do for my cross stitch week. So I hope you enjoyed, and I thank you everybody for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting, and putting up with my sneezing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.